Hello, I am the real-life fake wizard. Did you know that content creators lie to you? Maybe not all of them, maybe not even most of them, but some of them, absolutely. And the worst part isn't that they're doing it. The worst part is that this system is built in a way so that you can't tell. There is a multi-billion-dollar industry built around getting people you trust to sell you things without you knowing that you're being sold to. And it works like ridiculously well. That's why they keep doing it. But there are ways to separate honest creators from corporate mouthpieces, and today we're going to discuss how this machine works. Today's indie game shoutout is Kind Seed. Embark on a lifetime of adventure in a beautiful world of creativity and intrigue. Raise a family, customize your farm, run a business, craft items, and battle some marvelously malevolent monsters. To learn more about this and hundreds of other indie games, visit our free indie game discovery network, fakeportal.com, or scan the QR code on your screen. Now back to the video. As a qualifier for this conversation, very briefly, who am I? I'm a fake wizard. For well over a decade, I have been working in the marketing industry, working with billion-dollar corporations, political campaigns, companies big and small, and I've run my own agency for nearly 6 years now. So when I say that I understand how companies use shills, I'm speaking from a position of being formally educated and of seeing it with my own eyes and being in the boardrooms when corporate managers discuss mobilization of shills. Now, I've often said that there are 5 types of people ruining the entertainment industry: corporate executives, marketing professionals, journalists, influencers, and writers. Today's video is about the journalists and the influencers, the people who are supposed to be between you and the corporations. A mouthpiece for the corporate machine, or a beacon of truth advocating on behalf of consumers. And for the examples we make today, we will be combining influencers and journalists because in the context of shilling, those words are often the same thing. They mean the same thing. Influencer, content creator, journalist, public relations manager, these terms have become interchangeable now. Most journalists work for media companies that are owned by the same entertainment corporations making all the products. When a journalist runs defense for a corporate product, they're doing the same job as an influencer who got flown to a promotional event. The journalist is a pen and shield for their corporate financiers. The influencer is a megaphone pointed at your wallet. Different titles, same function. They're both there to influence the way you think and feel so that you buy more stuff. Now, as we enter this discussion, why does a propaganda system like this exist? Why would corporations want to utilize shills? In the corporate world, traditional advertising, like commercials, banner ads, billboards, they all have trust problems and success problems. People know these are ads. When people know that they're being sold to, like when you know something is a direct advertisement, you are statistically less likely to engage with it. You'll scroll past it, you'll skip it, you'll look away, you'll mute the television. It's all instinctual now. And as proof of that, in YouTube videos that have sponsored ad reads, there is a near guarantee that people will skip over the ad because they just don't want to hear it. You know you do it. I do it too. Everybody does it. The marketing industry knows this. They've known it for decades. And so they asked a very simple question. What if an ad didn't look like an ad? Yeah, what if instead a corporation telling you their product is good, someone you already trust told you instead? A YouTuber you watch every week, a streamer you hang out with every night, a journalist whose reviews you've relied on for years. What if that person told you the product was good and you didn't know the corporation was behind it? Well, that's influencer marketing. That's the model, and it's not a small thing. The influencer marketing industry was worth over $24 billion in 2024. It's grown something like 35 to 40% year over year. And the reason it's growing that fast is because it works better than traditional ads, like exceptionally better. The data says people trust recommendations from individuals over brands by a massive margin. Some studies put it at 70, 80, even 90% of people trusting peer recommendations over corporate advertising. And from the business side, from the side I was educated on, this makes total sense. If you're the business, you're not paying for ad space. You're paying for trust. You're renting someone else's relationship with their audience. Now, to be clear, there are creators who are honest about these relationships, and creators are legally obligated to say when their words are sponsored and compensated for. YouTube's TOS requires advertisement disclosure. And because of those disclosures, and when creators are honest, we skip ahead anyway. We skip those ads because we know they're ads. But here's what the corporations figured out, and this is the part that should bother you. The less the audience knows about the relationship between creator and corporation, the more effective the campaign is. Disclosed ads perform worse than undisclosed ones. The less it looks like an ad, the better it performs. Yeah, so the financial incentive is to hide, always. The multi-billion-dollar system I referenced at the beginning of this video is built so that deception is rewarded. And the people in the middle, the journalists and influencers, they are the delivery mechanism. Some of them know it, some of them don't, some of them are willing participants, and some of them are just caught up in a system that was designed way before they ever turned on a camera. But the result is the same either way. You are being sold to. You are constantly and always being sold to, and you don't even know it's happening. So that's the corporate side. That's why they do it. But what about the creators? What about the journalists and the influencers? Why would they go along with this? Well, let's define the word shill as someone who presents compensated or incentivized, and that's the bigger word here, incentivized promotion as their genuine, unbiased opinion. And let's break that down further. Compensated, meaning they're not disclosing if they're being paid, and also incentivized, meaning there is a tangible reason for them to be deceptive. Shilling is not necessarily about money changing hands. It's about you not knowing that money changes hands, and also activity that continues the facilitation of money changing hands. That sounds like a lot, so here's an example. A creator can take a check from Sony and say, Sony paid me to play this game, here's what I think, it's pretty good. That's not a shill. That's a disclosed sponsorship. They're being honest. You, the viewer, are automatically inclined to wave a red flag at that review because it's a paid advertisement. Now, shilling would be if that creator continues to advocate for PlayStation on a place like Twitter, running defense for the game in order to continue the relationship with Sony so they get more sponsorship deals in the future. Do you see the difference? On one hand, there's an honest paid advertisement. And on the other hand, there is evidence of deception and or white knighting to maintain the relationship with the advertiser. This is the baseline for the influencer marketing machine. The motivations for both parties are there, and it's all predicated on you buying things. So what are some of the strategies to catch these creators? And more so, what are some of the tactics that they use to manipulate you? Number 1, creators attend promotional events, get flown out, receive gifts, and special treatment. We see this often. Creators go into special promotional events, red carpets, early access, special treatments. In this instance, the corporations are engaging in an activity called the reciprocity principle. When someone gives you something, a gift, a favor, hospitality, anything really, you feel psychologically obligated to give something back. This is documented human psychology, and it's something that businesses know how to use. They teach this in business school. They fly creators out. First class, hotels are covered, gift bags, early access, VIP treatment, the whole nine. And the creator accepts all of it knowing that the expectation of them is positive coverage in return. They're not stupid. Creators understand that this is a transaction. The flight isn't a vacation. It's more like an invoice. So when you see creators at promo events and opening up gift bags on videos, that content is reciprocal to the kindness that these corporations share with the creators. All of that content is compromised. Even if it's not directly compensated for money, none of this is innocent. Number 2, creators release promotional and or review content that drops at the same time as every other creator. I should note that this aligns best when creators attend promotional events. For instance, if creators all get flown out to a high guard promotional event, and then a few days later, all the creators and journalists dump their glowing positive review videos and articles on the same Saturday, all of that is coordinated. In business, the corporation's marketing department is engaging in what is called integrated marketing communications. It's a foundational marketing concept that you can get a university degree in today. Like, they teach this stuff in school, you guys. The idea with this is that every touch point, that's the word that they use in school, a consumer encounters should deliver a consistent, synchronized message. Everywhere that you see XYZ product, the messaging should be the exact same across the board. So, we see content for these products release at the same time, with the same tone, and the same key themes. The goal is to make the message feel inevitable, inescapable, like everyone just happens to agree at the same time. And when you see 15 creators all drop reviews on the same Saturday afternoon before a Monday morning release date, all saying variations of the same positive things, yeah, that's a campaign. It's not a coincidence. The companies set embargo dates, provide review materials, and the creators hit publish on schedule. Creators function as a distribution network for a marketing campaign and pretend to be independent voices. Number 3, creators use identical language and talking points as other creators covering the same product. In marketing, this is called message discipline. Corporations craft specific language, key phrases, selling points, approved terminology, and distribute it to everyone involved in their marketing campaigns. When you see 3 different creators independently use phrases like, "This is a game changer," or "This is a return to form" about the same product in the same week, they all got the same briefing from their campaign manager. And the creator knows they're reading from a script, even if it's not word for word. That's the play. You trust in that creator's individual voice being weaponized to deliver a marketing message. And they keep letting it happen, because the relationship with the business is worth more than the relationship with you. Number 4, they are never critical of companies or products they work with or want to work with. The business concept here is called access journalism. It exists in political reporting, entertainment journalism, everywhere a source can revoke your access if you say something they don't like. The deal is mostly unspoken but crystal clear. Stay positive or lose the relationship. And creators know this. They know that one critical video or one critical tweet could mean no more early copies, no more event invites, no more care packages. So they have to self-censor. Not necessarily because anyone called them and said, "Don't you be negative now." Creators allowed themselves to be absorbed into this promotional apparatus, and they did it voluntarily. Every time they hold back a genuine criticism to protect a business relationship, they're choosing their access over your ability to make an informed decision with your money. That's on them, not the corporation. Number 5, they attack or dismiss criticism of brands they're affiliated with or want to be affiliated with. In school, they call this brand advocacy, and in the context of the business, it's reputation management. Getting someone outside your company to defend your brand for you is the gold standard in PR, because it looks organic. The company never has to get its hands dirty. The creator does all the cleanup, and the audience gets told that they're wrong by someone that they trust. But whereas in number 4, where the creator might have been passive about criticizing a company, in this instance, we're talking about them switching to aggressive to defend said company. This is a creator actively going after people, perhaps their own audience or other creators, any naysayers really, for criticizing a product. They run defense for a corporation against consumers. Think about that. They're siding with the entity that wants your money over the people whose trust built them a platform. Number 6, they never cover industry problems that would implicate their sponsors. This is conflict of interest, straight out of any business ethics book. When your financial relationship with an entity compromises your ability to report on the entity objectively, that's a conflict of interest. In finance, undisclosed conflicts get you fined. In medicine, they can cost you your license. In law, you can get disbarred. In content creation, nothing. There's no rules, no enforcement, no licensing board, nothing, zero. So the only thing standing between you and a biased opinion is a creator's integrity. And I'm telling you, lots of them don't have a shred of it. For me to talk about Disney Star Wars, that's not exactly a courageous thing. I'm never going to work with that company. But when a company you depend on does something genuinely bad or genuinely stupid, suddenly the most opinionated person on YouTube has nothing to say. That silence is purchased, and you're paying for it without knowing. Number 7, their trailer reactions are disingenuous, scripted, and performative with intent to generate hype. The business concept here is earned versus paid media. In marketing, there are 3 types. Earned media, people talk about your product because it's genuinely good. Owned media, your channels, your website. And then paid media, you pay someone to talk about it. The entire game of influencer marketing is making paid media look like earned media. That's the trick. So when you see the open mouth thumbnail, the hands on head shock face, the oh my god at a logo reveal everyone knew was coming 6 months ago, some of those are real, but some of those are ads. Even if companies aren't paying those creators to make those reactions. And the creator posting the video knows exactly which one they are. Number 8, their opinion conveniently shifts to match the consensus after a product launches. This is called the anchoring effect, a cognitive bias where people adjust their position towards a reference point. In a business's context, it's used in pricing, in negotiations, in public opinion management. Set an anchor and people will drift towards it. Before a big launch, a creator might hype a product up. After launch, the audience might find out this product is mid or worse, and suddenly the creator's position will soften. Well, it's not perfect, but I think people are being too harsh. It's actually pretty good once you get past the first few hours, right? These aren't updates based on the new information. They're just shifting their position enough to stay close to whatever the consensus settles on while protecting their prior endorsement. Yeah, because admitting they were wrong, or worse, admitting they were never being honest in the first place, costs them credibility. So they split the difference. They drift just enough to seem reasonable without ever actually saying, yeah, I oversold this and I shouldn't have. And now they're quietly walking it back while you're stuck with a $70 disappointment. They moved on. You can't. Throughout this video, we've covered 8 of the more serious offenses creators make to manipulate their audience. But there's a lot more. Like only giving positive reviews of products whose companies they want to work with, Like, there are more out there. But even if I or someone was to name every single one of them, it doesn't matter. This goes past that. You can know every play in the creator playbook, but what you do with it matters most. This is less about dismantling the influencer marketplace and more so about you being able to think critically about it. Influencers that amass large audiences are able to do it for a reason. Usually it's because they're an incredible showman. They have a way with words. They have a way with people. They're entertaining. They make it all too easy to fall under their spell. That makes them dangerous. Anyone who can get under your skin and in your brain and you agree with or adore anything they say, that's not someone you should trust. You should never trust people on the internet 100%. You don't know who they really are or what they really want. I told you there are 5 types of people ruining entertainment: corporate executives, marketing professionals, journalists, influencers, and writers. And we may have just explored influencers and journalists, right? But understand something. They don't operate alone either. The executives greenlight the budgets, the marketing professionals design the campaigns and write the creative briefs. The journalists and influencers carry those messages to you. The entertainment industry spends billions on influencer marketing every year, billions with a B, and they do it because it works. When someone you trust tells you a product is good, you're more likely to buy it than if the company tells you themselves. The last line of defense in all of this is you. It's your ability to watch a video and ask, why is this person saying this? What's their relationship with this company? Am I being informed? Or am I being sold to? You're not a passive consumer. You're not. You are a person capable of making informed decisions about where your money goes. And then, at that point, it's also on you to inform others as well, to spread the word, to call out creators who would sell their integrity for a few bucks. That's the only way things will ever improve. It takes effort in the smallest individual places first. You don't get massive change on anything overnight, right? I think the accountability starts with all of us. Until next time, create, innovate, inspire, and for the love of God, cancel Disney Plus. Yup. Cool.